probably start off by talking about Talktails today. This is our last, we actually had probably decided to wrap up last week, but we then had a few speakers that we would have loved to have in the previous sessions, but we couldn't just accommodate those many speakers in one. It was only fair that we do another session with people who couldn't make it to the previous International Riders Women webinar. So we have five, women riders today who will be speaking to us during this webinar. Um, and as most of you know, Talktails is is a platform for content, right? So you can think about it as an editorial, as a publication, but that cuts across different channels. It could be online forums where we do collaborative sessions like these. We have speakers from different walks of the automobile sector, and we also have regular riders coming and sharing their stories with us, both on our social media channels as content, which is written content, but also as videos, and so on and so forth. And we've been supported by some tremendous partners. Very specifically, Save Earth Ride has been one of the key partners for Talktails. The idea of Talktails trying to also promote Save Earth Ride that's coming up on the 2nd of August is that a lot of participants within had participated in the previous editions of Save Earth, and we thought that it's only due that we partner with Save Earth Ride and bring create awareness towards that as well. And of course, we have a few biking clubs that work very much. A lot of us belong to those clubs, like Biking Community of India, Indian Royal Cruisers, etc. And also, various other clubs. We have Oswald here from Chennai, one of the coordinators. He's been part of as a volunteer for Talktails, but also leading the Save Earth Ride initiative in Chennai. We also have various other volunteers, like you have Colonel Jacob here, Ashish, of course, who leads the initiative, etc. So we would like you to continue following Talktails across our social media platforms. You would see the social handles come out on your chat window through the course of the webinar. While this is the last of this format, which is a series of webinars, we will continue to come back with various other formats of content, and sort of try and build this community, and bring stories of riders, of drivers, of cars, of bikes, whatever we can, to the forum. So specifically today, coming back to today's session, like I said, we have five eminent, female riders, women riders. While we are not specifically focused on bikes, a lot of these webinar sessions have been. And I would like to start off by passing the baton to Colonel Jacob, who would probably introduce our first rider. And so this will be some basic rules that we always follow. All participants who come in are on mute, but you can raise your hands through the raise hand button near your name, or you can key in your questions on the chat window. Speakers, we would unmute you at the right time once the introductions are over, so that you can take over. And so we will go through a quick 5 to 10 minute introduction with each of you, and then we will open up the forum for questions so that it becomes a more engaging discussion than a one-way session. That's about it, guys. Thanks again for participating in today's Talktails webinar. I would request Colonel Jacob to make the first introduction of our speaker.
Thank you, Sriram, and welcome to all the participants, all the viewers across different platforms. It's, I think, fifth in the series which is going on today. It's been very encouraging for us to see a lot of people watching us and encouraging us. And today we have five very interesting speakers. Women power, we call it. So Sriram has already given a small brief about it. So we will request each one of you to give an introduction one by one. First, I'll be requesting Amita Singh. Amita belongs to Bihar, where, as in many parts of the India or in many parts of the world, girl child is supposed to behave in a certain way. That is what the traditional thought process is. But hats off to her father and uncle, who were not bound by these things. They taught her how to ride a motorcycle. Commendable. Hats up to them. Now, again, after some time, she got married into an Orthodox traditional family. Again, a girl doesn't need to go out riding on a bike for any purpose. That is not the norm. But she has been lucky. She has got her own bike in 2015, and thereafter, she has been on the wheels at different places, traveling, riding, exploring the field of riding. So I'll leave it to Amita to talk more about her journey and her experience. Welcome to Amita. It's over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Talk Tales, and the team who has given me this platform to speak today. And I represent Odisha Baitari. And actually, I am born and brought up in Visakhapatnam. I originate from Bihar, wherein there was a pressure to my father also, to my parents also, that a girl should not be brought up in this way. You're giving her a lot of freedom and many things. They also came across as usual. The society stands for. So beyond that, my father faced everything and he taught me because what he had a thought that I'm a person first and I have the right to dream or achieve, and restrictions are for both male and female to behave in a particular way. It's not only for the female. All thanks to him that I'm speaking here today. And after I got married, it was a real experience of Bihar family. I would say, like I was restricted to talk to strangers. I was restricted to go out. I happened to see a fresh sunlight, or you can say the fresh air, after a year when I came back to my home. So that is how I was there, and I was just trying to tell them how the world today is and how behind they are, but there were no heeds of me. So I was just, you can say, I just accepted the situation. I thought, okay, that was my life in the past, and the present I have to accept and move on. But somewhere that burn of biking and being independent, being explorer was there, which I was trying to put down. But again, it was rising up. And whenever I was coming to my home, my parents' home, I was so scared to again go back onto the beach. I was so scared to touch a scooty even. But somehow, my parents only gifted me a scooty after getting married of 8 years. After 8 years of my marriage, I first handled a scooty gifted by my parents, so for which the family women were jealous and men of the family were actually appreciating, because they thought it's good that I'm independent and I know riding. So different view, different perspectives of people. And there were positive, more of positive, I would say, more of positive support I got from people around me. And I was suddenly very media, which actually helped me to carry on or get more passionate about my industry, riding. And coming on to the bike after how I got,
Sorry to interrupt. Would you be able to cut
yeah,
your video because the network I think is really bad, so we're not able to hear you. A few people have pinged saying they're not able to hear. Would you be able to try cutting off video and trying to speak? Would that might be better?
yes.
Yeah, you can try now. I'll let you know if we're good.
Okay. Then after that, in 2015, my husband was away from home for a week. So in that period, what I did is my staff used to come for keys to my home, and he has a Honda Twister. So which tempted me that I should ride. It was white color, so it tempted me. So I wanted to just try and wanted to know myself whether I really forgot biking or I can ride, because I was already riding scooty. So for a week or so, I just took 2-3 rounds in the apartment itself uh, on the first gear. So that is how 2015 I started riding. But it came to my husband's shock when he happened to see me riding. He was not awestruck, he was awestruck. And he knew that the cyclone is formed and he has to support me and face the storm. So by 2015, there was a rally in Odisha, girls rally, and I participated in that, and that is how I got into Odisha Bikerni. And since then, no looking back, I kept on riding. I have rode with XBHP Bhubaneswar mostly, and off-roading is my favorite ride. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Amita. It was very interesting to hear from you, and we learned a lot of new things from what you've been doing, what you've been doing in this biking field. So, wish you many miles. Happy riding, and we want to see you in so many other fields now. Meanwhile, we will go over to next speaker. That is, we're going to Malaysia. The next speaker will be Sumitra. Sumitra has again got a similar story. Again, her family, for whatever reasons we understand, as parents, I've been on both sides, so I can talk about it. So families feel, about riding in particular because of safety, etc., other reasons also. So again, Sumitra's family was not fond of her taking on to riding. In fact, the best way to discourage her is to not to allow her to get a driving license for two-wheelers. But then somehow what happened is, again, she got married. Once she got married, her husband got a motorcycle, and he was into riding, and he's the one who taught her how to ride. And thereafter, finally she got her own motorcycle. That's a 650cc Honda CB 650R. That's what she got now. And unfortunately, after the bike has come, she's stuck with this lockdown scenario here and there. Now, she has done a few rides along with her friends, short rides. She is looking forward to a next long ride as soon as things and situation becomes better. Sumitra, we would like to hear your story, and we would like to hear your experiences. Are you there?
Yes, hi, hello everybody. I'm from Malaysia, Sumitra. So basically, all the stories have actually been explained by Mr. Oman Jacob. So what happened is, actually I'm from a modern family also. My parents are very modern, they're very open-minded. The only problem was they were worried about my safety, riding in two wheels. So in 2007, I got married. So once I got married, then I realized that my husband is also into biking. So he got himself a bike in 2010. So with that bike, he even coached me a little on how to ride a bike, a clutch bike, in fact. So I was learning on how to handle the bike and everything. So it was been going on till 2019, which was last year. So off and on, I'll actually take his bike and go around. So 2019, I actually requested my husband to get a bike for myself. So he said it's the best that I get a license first. So I went for the course and everything, and I got my license. Then he got me a bike somewhere in November 2019. And as soon as I got the bike, I just managed to go for about 2 to 3 rides around nearby states in Malaysia. By then, we have been hit by COVID. So about 3 months, we were not allowed to go anywhere. And I've actually started riding again. And I made I would say a 3 hours ride to a different state with my husband lately. And weekends, usually what he does is he and a few of my friends will actually take me to the nearest state, and they will actually coach me on riding on the strict on highways and everything. So my story is a little short actually because I'm still new to the riding world. Hope to ride even far distance and get more experience on the riding. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumitra. In fact, new in riding is always good because there's a world out there to explore now. We're just starting up and you're in good company. We got a lot of, we'll be meeting a lot of riders here. Now,
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thanks. We have a speaker from South Africa coming up next, but we've had some special speakers from South Africa. We've had Van, we had Ivonia on two of these webinar sessions. So we were trying to see if they're around. They wanted to do a special introduction for Hanley because she writes with them. I'm trying to see if I can get Van on. Van, are you on? Van and Ivonia, would you be able to?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
We are on.
Great,
And,
great. We'll let you introduce Hanley, so that should be a surprise for her.
thank you. Anli is a great friend of ours for a very long time. She's a very eager biker, somebody that looks after her bikes and herself, and also a hubby, which is also a biker. Faiki, his name is Faiki. We are very big friends. We had long rides together. We had many rides together. And yes, Anli, you can take it on.
Thank you.
Can you give my sister Ivonia the first word on me, Bona? You go ahead.
Hi, Annelie. I'm so glad. The previous time we spoke, we were still in lockdown in Cambodia. We're back in now beautiful South Africa. And the chances that we are going riding is really around the corner, I believe. But because you could do your dream getting on a Harley and being a very stubborn woman, getting what you want, I believe this is a very good platform for you to also let other people see that if you can do it, anybody can. Thank you.
Ivona. That is actually very true. Ivona and Van has been a great encouragement, and they introduced me to the open road. It's been a lifelong dream for me to actually ride a Harley Davidson. In 2016, there was a wonderful man that rode into my life with a beautiful red Harley Davidson Ultra Limited. He is now currently my husband. He was the person that actually introduced me to bikes and that brought me closer to my dream. We had fabulous rides together, me being the pillion, and my love for this man and the Harley Davidson brand deepened even more. In 2017, I was able to be true to myself and buy my own Harley Davidson Sportster. I'm a very small stature. I'm only 5'4". I'm not a daring type. I am not a sporty lady. And I also come from a background where the family decided it's actually not good to be a biker girl in South Africa due to safety reasons and also background issues. I battled to ride in the beginning on my bike, but with a lot of perseverance, a lot of falls, and some couching, I finally found my balance and freedom. This in itself was a huge, huge achievement for me because at the age of 54, it's not anybody that will just follow their dream and get up after how many falls on your bike and go for it. But I did look after my own dream and followed my dream. In 2018, I was upgrading to a Softail Deluxe. Although it is a 340 kilogram bike, it's an awesome ride and it handles extremely well. What makes a Harley different to another bike is that you actually sit into the bike and not on top of the bike. That causes you to actually have to be more coached into your bike and be more aware of your bike because it handles more difficult than an ordinary bike. My husband and myself are members of the Hog International Group, Harley Owners Group, and we ride with the Pretoria chapter on weekends. And like you just heard from Van and Ivona, we are looking forward to be able to ride with them on small rides. The area where we stay is close to Cullinan. It's about a 25-mile ride out there, and it's quite a scenic drive, and there's little restaurants and peaceful. In the opposite direction, you have the Hartbeespoort Dam. We like to travel there and ride over the dam wall. Also a very, very nice scenic drive with lots of restaurants. It's a biker's paradise there. A lot of bikers enjoy to go out there. We have cancer ride drives in South Africa, as well as a lot of rallies. And as you all know, because of the COVID scare throughout the world, we've been unable this year to do any rides or drives for charity at all. The yearly cancer ride in South Africa is very, very close to my heart. My husband is a 7-year cancer survivor. Unfortunately, I've also lost my dear mum and some of my friends to this disabling, horrible illness. I have a lot of empathy for people that are suffering with cancer, and in memory of them, every time I climb on my bike on these rides, I thank my Creator for His mercy. We take part in chapter rides, and to do that, you have to do the training, the pack riding technique, and after that, you do the SRST. That's your special riding technique. You have to do those in able to be able to be safe on the road. A pack ride, as you people know, there's a lot of bikers. You have to control them. We have marshals on the road as well. You have your biker buddies should you get into trouble that looks out for you, your sweepers, and even a person that has got a safety background and with first aid that takes care of you. Your biker community, and especially your Harley Davidson community in South Africa, becomes your family because it is a special way in living. Therefore, also, the biker ladies love to dress up. We have beautiful bling. We have wonderful, for instance, bike chains that we wear. We have our leathers. Your leather jacket is always important. If you're out there, a good pair of boots, and naturally a good quality helmet is very, very good. I wear my cups, my colors that I've got on at the moment. Every badge on the back and in the front speaks of my life as a biker girl. Everything has got a little message. It tells my life story as a biker girl. I would like to say to all the ladies out there, you can do this. You can do this. With persistence, you can become a biker. For me, it was not easy, as I mentioned, but I followed my dreams. My first bike was called Hope. Never give up on your hopes, whether it be to ride, whether it be to succeed in your business or to succeed in life. Never give up hope on yourself. I aptly called my Softail Spirit. I fly high with her. My dreams come true, and I'm elated to be alive and to ride. And I shall do this until I'm very, very old. And after that, I will be on a 3-wheeler. I hope to see you out on the South African roads sometime or somewhere in the world. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Henley. It was very interesting to hear you, and thanks for the invitation. I think many of us will plan to do it someday, hopefully, South Africa.
Yeah. You have to.
And it's been quite inspiring that you're the way you're supporting the cancer rights and things like that. It will be motivational for us. Thank you. And next we have Samira Dahia. That is the next speaker, which whom I will be inviting to speak. And Samira is a IT engineer turned traveler and rider. She fits into all the categories of riding. She is a racer. She is a solo rider. She is a group rider. 5 years back is when she took to riding, and her zest for unlimited travel is what brought her into riding. She has participated in various circuit and track and trail racing in Chennai and Coimbatore in the last 3 years. She's a full-time motorcycles enthusiast now, and she's also co-founder of the Endless Trail into traveling and to motorcycling, which we would like to hear from you more in detail. Welcome to the show, Samira. Mic is yours.
Hey, Jacob, thank you so much. It's my pleasure. I'm so happy and excited uh, seeing all other female riders over here, and their introduction has been so far been very, very amazing. I think you have covered a bit of what I do as a motorcycle enthusiast and what all motorcycling is for me. Hi everyone, guys. I hope that you all are safe. We are in a situation where we all have to take care of ourselves and others also. I've been riding since 5 years. I started motorcycling as a hobby, just for my normal IT routine. Wanted a break on weekends, and this whole thing of me traveling on different places, that touring feel with the motorcycles took me on a different angle altogether. It's been amazing 5 years for me. I've done all India in parts. I say in parts because I do traveling and motorcycling together. So there's a difference when it comes to exploring. I do my rides solo and then with my partner, and also with the groups. And my all intention is to spend good 10 to 15 days on the ride, go on a lot of remote area to create my memory out of it, and
Your voice is breaking, so for a little time, I think you can switch off your video so that the audio should be okay. You can come back to it later.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, much better.
All right. I don't know where my voice was audible to all.
It was quite clear. We could make out. Only thing it was breaking in towards the last 30 seconds. I think it was.
Okay. That was a touring part for me, and this whole curiosity. So motorcycling is a growing path and is a lifestyle to me. It's not just a hobby anymore. It's a full-time work, and at the same time, I enjoy that passion of doing something in motorcycling, creating events, or be part of different motorcycle community groups as well. This whole curiosity took me into racing as well. I did for 3 years. I did a track racing with TVS. Went through the selection process, and till 2019, I think I was in the first three female, the first three positions. And then I also have experience into off-road trails. This it's a whole part of my um, it's a whole part of my curiosity, because I feel that motorcycling is not just only sit and ride. We have to work on many things. We have to get into some sort of training sometimes to increase our skill set, and sometimes we have to go a little technical to make sure that we will get a very flawless touring into it. And I've been also a proud, I always say it very loud, I'm a very proud co-founder of the Endless Trail with Minakshi. She joined on the first webinar session with you guys, and we started this as a small vision where, because for both of us it's a lifestyle, and we are seeing it's not just that only we are taking our bike out when we are riding or going for a touring. We take it for our, even if we want to go out and buy grocery, we do it on our bike. So we want to give this, want to teach people, women specifically, in a way that they learn, they come with the mindset of learning it's not for just for a bucket list. So yeah, I've been working with different brands as well as a consultant into motorcycling to curate some events around. My journey has been upgraded. My journey started with a 180 cc Pulsar, then I upgraded to Royal Enfield, and now I own a Kawasaki R6 and 650cc bike and a Duke 390. So I'm very excited for the today's session. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm looking forward for the rest of the session today.
Thank you, Samira. Nice to hear your stories and all the good luck with your venture, the endless trail. Next, we will go over to our next speaker. She's quite a celebrity. We'll go to Bhumika next. I'll be requesting her soon to speak. Bhumika is a rider, a racer, a social activist, a model, entrepreneur, everything rolled into one. You know, she is a night solo rider. You know, it's an interesting feat. It's not for everyone's taste. And she's also an FMSCI certified bike and car racer. She is known for her social work for supporting children from her village and on women empowerment. Her activities in women empowerment has got her recognition from DCP of Bangalore in 2019. And she is a VA via Mrs. India 2020. She's a brand ambassador for Get Look, Rocks Jewelry USA, and many other famous brands. She's also the founder of Solo Travelers and owner of Exotic Biryani. So she's an all-rounder. We would like to hear from you, Bhumika. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Jacob and Ashish, and Sriram also for starting off today's webinar on International Ride Women. My voice is clear, hope so. Is it clear?
It's very clear. We can hear you.
Yeah, so hi to everyone, Samira, Henry, Sumitra, whomever are there today's part, you know, it was great listening to all, really inspiring, you know, stories of each and every one. So, you know, as per my, you know, journey, where it started is my father is a world record holder in 94. You know, he has covered all the continents in SD. So Java was the sponsor for them. And from there, you know, my father was the first person to teach me how to ride the gear bikes. Early morning, getting up by 5:30 and going around so that the road is peace. So that is how it started with gear biking, kicking the bike. You know, Splendor was my first bike where I started. So then the journey started from there. I started taking my dad's bike. My dad had a BMW 650, then couple of other bikes as well, like you know, SD and all Hero. Because my dad is a he owns a dealership of this Hero, so I had tried a couple of bikes as well. So a lot of bikes have been tried, and yeah, you know, I have many small. I'll just cut down my stories into small bits and pieces. So then from there, the journey of biking started. Then, you know, as my dad is an inspiration, you know, I had a lot of kind of like enthusiastic towards this automobile. So I just finished my mechanical engineer, then slowly started my journey towards riding. Like I started, I think, the first ride, I think, with my dad. Then slowly, when I came out from the college, then it was like short rides. Then I used to take car. My dad only, you know, taught me all those this is car and bike. So from the learning from the legend is a bless for me. So then it started like this. Then later on, you know, I lost my few of my friends due to cancer. So I think 2019, the ride, the I just rode for one course, that is for cancer, night solo ride, which I made the longest, which I took actually another 15 days there was a pageant of mine which was happening in Goa. So I thought like let me do this for my friends. So I did it for a cancer ride, night solo ride from Bangalore to Goa in monsoon. And later on, on Jan 5th, I won as Mrs. India 2020 Fashion Icon 2020. And later on there were many projects which came up associating with the brands like Get Look, Atom Interiors. Then via India Bangalore, I represent Bangalore. Then I think with Roxy Jewelers from USA. So these are the brands which I associate with. And I do support for hence telling about my volunteerism. Well, since 5 years I've been supporting the village students in Chitradurga, that is Uttar Karnataka students, and government schools as well in Bangalore. So I teach them like handwriting, the basic needs where the government students won't get, then which has been given in a private school. And then I support them by giving grains for the orphanage. I've been doing this from past 5 years. So this is my bit and short journey till now, how I've been sailed.
Very interesting, very interesting. And good luck to you in all your future things also.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
we have a lot of viewers already watching us, and I will request Sriram to take on if there's any questions or anything from the speakers.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I think very inspiring bunch of people we have today. So I'd request audience, if you have any questions, feel free to put that in the chat box and we'll get that over to the speakers. Probably we'll start with, the first few speakers like Sumitra, Amita, I think had to drop off, but Sumitra, Samira, Hanley, of course. One common trail that's coming across this is in today's session especially, is the support that each of the rider has received from family, right? I'm not specifically talking about it from a gender perspective. Even for male riders, you need support from family to, take your passion out there and continue riding and so on and so forth. So how was it? I think Hanley touched upon it briefly, but I'd like to go through a quick roundup with all the speakers to understand, how did it, how for there are a lot of other female riders out there. It's not as easy as it is for you guys, right? For now, because you already have the support of the family and continuing to do it. What advice would you have for female riders who are starting their riding career or passion, as in how, what's your advice to you so that they can amicably take it up with their family and also continue to have their support and continue riding? I'll probably start with Sumitra and then we'll go on to Hanley, Samira, and Bhumika. So Sumitra, I think I have unmuted you. Do you want to take a shot at that?
Okay. As for me, as I said, that my husband has been supportive all through my riding experience, and till today he has been supportive. And I actually have 3 kids. So at times where I need to go for riding with my friends and everything, sometimes he will be the one who is supporting me, taking care of the kids at that time when I could go for riding, and vice versa. We actually do that if there is when our parents are not unable to take care of our kids, so we used to take turns on taking care of the kids. So as for me, I would not say there is no support. My husband has been very supportive towards me. So for me, I have no other things to say. My husband has been actually very supportive. My whole family has been supportive actually. That includes my kids as well.
Right. Great, Sumitra. So what I was trying to understand, so maybe Hanley, we'll move on to you as the next question. So my idea of asking the question was also to understand maybe your advice. One common trail is all of you have received support from your family. For people who don't, what would be your advice, and how, what would you suggest they do when they're starting their riding career off? Hanley, do you want to add your thoughts on that?
I think that is actually a very difficult question, because you know, you have people that have a pre-concerned mind. They have a certain outlook on a biker that needs. It's almost like a wild image, and it is not. It's actually a very sophisticated person and a lady that will become a biker girl. Determination, and I think it's difficult if you have family that cannot support you or do not want to support you. In my instance, I have family members that did find it difficult, especially our parents. You know, they are old already. My father is 84 years old, and for them to see you grow up and become this biker lady is difficult. But you need to be respectful towards them. What we do is we include them in functions. They will travel in the car with us wherever we go, and you make them feel comfortable. And your action on your bike will preserve and let them actually see that you can ride, and this is the passion of riding. Uh, I do think it is difficult for somebody that cannot have the support of the family. I am lucky, as Ivona and Van is always there for me, and also my husband. If it wasn't for him, I would not prevail. I would not. But yes, you have to also have respect for other people. But I think handle them with care, and eventually, if they see you are happy, they will come your way and join you.
Great.
That's my advice.
Absolutely. Samira, I think you also start from the training phase for a lot of these riders. So it'd be great to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Samira? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I think before we knew that the session gonna happen, and a week back, I have this habit of talking to myself alone, and so I was just thinking that what kind of conversation we're gonna get into, and what kind of stories the other riders gonna have on the panel on the day. So it's. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, but I'd still recommend you if you could turn your video off and try, because I think there is a bit.
Okay. So
Because
when it
Samira,
comes
can you
to
join with
sport,
if
when
a
I
mobile?
started,
Maybe your video will be good. If you log in with a mobile, you can try.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we'll probably get Bhumika to answer
Yeah.
this question, and we'll come back to you, Samira. No problem. We'll try and wait for you to relog in. Bhumika, you wanna take
Sure.
that question?
Yeah. Well, first of all, like woman itself is a blessing. I would say this, and following their passion towards riding. No, definitely any person who wants to be a part of a motorcyclist kind of a category. So I would say them follow always your dreams. Yes, you need a support from family that will be there, but if you're really willing from your heart, so you can just join. There are many clubs across India and abroad. As Jacob, he mentioned that I'm a founder of Solo Travelers India and abroad. So here, like I had the plans this year to encourage women who want to get into a riding. So giving them a kind of basic training, like how to ride, be a part of the club, be a part of the journey. It's a life is one, and they want to cherish the moment. Like, yeah, even I rode a bicycle. So I would say them, just to follow your dreams, be confident, and yeah, once you're confident, you're riding. Definitely, any one of your family member would accept you the way you are. The first thing is that you need to be the way you are, and follow your heart always. Definitely here, the all the women who are even including me, I'm been supported and I'm been doing this. So definitely they will support. We need to just follow our heart and be sure that what we are doing, what are the activities we are going under day to day kind of a life. There are many clubs across globe where you can join. there's riding and everything. It might be a bit challenging, but not worst. That I would say.
Thanks,
It's a
thanks,
matter of challenging. Yeah.
thanks, Bhumika. I think doing what you love, I think makes all the difference. That's what we heard from Hanley as well. Samira, I think you're back on. Would
Yeah.
you like to take over from where you
Yes.
left?
Yes. I would definitely love to answer this question, because when it comes to support, there is a lot of myths and dilemma is created around us, because it's not a one country society's angle. It all starts from our house. So even when we want to do anything, it's a habit that we have to always look for towards our parents, or maybe the kind of support system we have. Even I would say, when I started, because I moved out from my family, I don't come from I'm a biker's I'm sorry for the this thing. Sorry. So I don't come from a motorcycle background. My family wasn't at all knew that I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna leave my IT work and I'm gonna completely pick up motorcycling as my career as well. So, but as I was out from my house, it wasn't very difficult for me to pick up the bike and use my money for going touring and to learn about my motorcycle. So the first motorcycle So the first motorcycle I picked up, my parents wasn't aware about this at all, and I was not with my even. It's like 5 years back. So until and unless I took my bike from Bangalore to Delhi, was a route from one of my first longest expeditions in 2016. When I parked my bike in the front of my house, that was a time when my parents actually accepted the fact that okay, now she's not looking back. That's her thing. So support is something that we have to start within. Like if I want to do, if I want to choose anything, like I've done the day I left my job, I think I've tried four multiple things in my life, being a yoga instructor to a plus size model pageant winner, then to work into plus size modeling, and then also taking the endless trail into the pace. So in 4 years of journey, I've being on four different paths, and I would able to, because I supported myself. And then when everybody, my family, my people, the environment, when they saw me doing it so dedicatedly, there's nothing that this stop me. They anyway supported me. So it's the mindset which we have to change, because we have to accept the fact that our parents or maybe our family or our friends, they come from a mindset. So if we want to do it and we start doing it, then I think it will not be very difficult for people to accept and support. Or there are a lot of things which can be done without support as well. I would like to mention it. If you are strong enough to put yourself out of the boundary what everybody has set, or which we are grown with, I think we can change for sure. And if once we get the support, things gets better for all of us. Yeah, that's what I add.
Great. I think we had a small ride story there as well. So our next question, we'll start with Bhumika, the other in the reverse order. So there are a few questions about an intriguing quote on your intro which says night solo rides, right? So is it safe? All that stuff is one bit of question that you asked, but I'd like to add to another one that we'll go through all the riders with is, can you talk about one interesting ride, interesting story from your ride? And we will then ask the same question from all the other panelists as well.
Well, I've done couple of night solo rides, but the most interesting one which I took was in September 1st, 2019, in monsoon. So this was something very special because I lost my friend, one thing, and it was I was a member of Karnataka Cancer Society. So this ride for dedicated to her and the cancer patients and survivors. In monsoon, I just left Bangalore from Gorguntepalle at 9 o'clock. Then I reached Goa early morning. So this particular journey, like when I was riding in monsoon, yeah, the train was really not great. It was the whole journey was in rain. I was totally drenched, and the rain hitting on the helmet. It was a bit challenging, I don't say. And regards to my safety, what I do always is like I never show off myself that I'm a female. I completely, put on jackets which people will think that okay, because I'm tall, I'm 5'8", so people will think okay, she's a male or something. The male is riding a bike, so I always ensure that my hairs are tied, and the maximum, I'm covering my face, my like wearing this only my eyes is open. So majority of the things what I always do is like people will not notify me that a female is riding. So that is the first main thing, where nobody will have an eye while having a ride. So that is the first main thing. And next safety things are little like carrying few safety equipments like nail cutter, pepper spray, pins, like few of those things. And I don't drink water much to pit stop for a longer run, especially when I'm on a ride. And if at all is it, if I have to stop, then it would be a CCD where I see the okay, that would be a stop, or I use Oyo for 1 or 2 hour of a nap. So this is what I follow when I'm doing a night journey.
Thanks, Bhumika, for sharing that story. Yeah, it's. I think the assuming that we have a large number of equal number of male participants at least today, something that we all would love to change is safety for women riders, at least as co-riders. When you see a woman riding solo or as a group, we should try and make it a more safer place for everybody, right? I think in the night it's not only particular to women. I know a lot of male riders as well. We take equal precaution, right? We don't have to carry pepper spray, fortunately, but we at least still are scared. We try and get to
The
a place.
terrains when I was sorry to interrupt, the terrains which I was especially passing by, that Chamud Ghat and everything, the road was under repair. Belgaum to reach Goa, I almost spent 5 hours. 1:30 there was thick fog, nobody on the road, thick dark, pitch dark. I can never it's like I'm living the dream if I'm telling the story. I just can't forget those moments where it was completely pitch dark. It was raining heavy, and the road repair was going. I could always, like 25 feet deep, the road. They had dig the mountain areas there. So it was a very thrilling actually. That is like I was like upgrading my skills on the ride. That is what I felt. Like how I need to improvise on the terrains if I want to still do more in my life.
Great. Hanley, we'd like to take a different perspective from South Africa. How, I think there's also a question out there talking about how, safe is it, for women riders. We've had Van's, Ivonia's perspective a couple of weeks back, but would love to hear from you. And also an interesting story from one of your rides also would be great. The audience would love to hear that as well.
In South Africa at the moment, it is a little bit dangerous to travel at night. As you've seen in the news and worldwide, there's a lot of crime out in South Africa, and you have your taxi drivers that take you off the road. So we try not to ride at night at all, and especially not long hauls like Bhumika did. I think she's very brave, and I admire her for doing that on her own. In South Africa, you are really looking for trouble if you want to do that. So best is for us to ride during the day, and then we sleep over where we need to go. There was times, and we do always travel in a group. I always travel with my husband. He's very protective, and he takes care of me. And also with Ivonia and Van, we like to be in a group because safety in numbers in South Africa is the rule at the moment. There's times when we will meet up and we will go to a restaurant or a function, but that's in town and short hauls, and also with our family and our friends. In 2018, we went on the spring rally in South Africa. It was a long haul. It was my first rally that I did. It was about from here to the end, almost 800 kilometers, but we did sleep over. And coming back, we had a weekend rally where we did a lot of outrides in the Karib area. Karib area is close to the Karoo, sort of halfway between Pretoria and Cape Town. On our way back, it was an extreme windstorm, and you know, you can actually not stop. So your bike, you have to really hang onto your bike and keep on pushing it back into the wind. That was a scary ride for me. But yes, like Vumika, when you climb off at the end of the day, you can say to yourself, well done. I did it. I didn't just get on off my bike and stood on the side of the road and, you know, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. You live and it's a thrill at the end of the day. Being on a bike is a thrill, and challenging yourself is good because, like Vumika also said, is you need for every ride, you get more experience and your safety skills go up more. But yes, South Africa at night riding, I would not recommend it. No, rather be safe.
Great. So that's a common theme, and you know, it's not specific to India. And I think India is getting much more safer these days on roads. I'd like to check with Sumitra. Do you have an interesting story from one of your rides that you'd like to share with everyone? Sumitra, do we have you?
Yes. As for me, I have not experienced any challenging ride so far because I've been always been guided, and I've been always with my friends and my husband, and I've been always surrounded by friends when I'm riding. So never tried solo riding, never went on a night ride before, and thanks to Malaysian road condition, everything is fine so far. So the best ride in these few rides which I've went in my short riding experience will be going to another state, which took me about 4 hours. I went with my husband, and that was the only fun ride I had because I was actually checking my endurance at the time as a new rider, and that's about it from my side.
Great. Samira, would you like to maybe share one of your interesting stories from your rides?
Yeah, sure. So riding in the night or riding in the day, we have to be responsible enough to take care of ourselves. And if we are riding with other people, then we have to take care of them as well. So I feel that, you know, the day I've picked up motorcycling as my main agenda or a main course of life, I think the one thing I start doing is that start reading and start researching and exploring my, you know, on the things which I want to do. So I've been to many interesting places in our country, and I want to say that every time I've been on a ride gave me a different experience and made me a better person from the previous ride. So when it comes to solo ride, it's not on the basis of gender at all, because safety is, we definitely have to look ourselves. For women, it is a little bit more conscious angle, because we have to make sure that if we are trying to do something challenging, we have a good cover around us. So it is a mental, physical, and at the same time, you know, social as well. So considering all those facts, even I've done solo rides. I've done rides in a southern part of our India, and I did it in the daytime because that gives me a more confidence of me being on road. And when I did the solo rides, and you know, my first ride when I started riding actually in 2015 was my first ride, was my solo ride to Kurg. And I knew that that time I was just 5% of who I am right now today. So in terms of my skill, my knowledge, my overall experience, so from that day till now, I feel that when we are heading on the road, we have to make sure that we are very much prepared mentally, in terms of that we are planned enough to do, either we are doing in the night or do in the day. You are planned enough with your route, you have a little bit of idea that where you are heading to. So keep your keep your mobile charged properly. If you can update any we have a lot of GPS trackers are also coming in now. When I did, it was nothing. I was on a paper map, not on the Google map. Also, I did my first solo ride on a paper map. So it's about the responsibility. And when it comes to interesting, yeah, I think from 2016 till now, I have been to mountains, beaches, hills, and areas like Chhattisgarh, that Jaipur, where this place called Tilonia, my experience, I can never ever forget that solo ride. And so the in see every ride of mine was been very, very interesting, very, very interesting, in terms whether in terms of planning or whether in terms of being there with people. Even I got stuck once in my solo ride to Jaipur, and that was in the month of June. And I was an Himalayan. I wasn't very sure about the weight and everything, and I wanted to experience the Salt Lake. So the Salt Lake has a huge area in Jaipur, which comes under the Ajmer district. So you can join in from different parts. So I didn't know. I just put it the Salt Lake, and I just went to Shagambari Lake area. It was all dead. I was all alone, and the upper part was showing me dry, but when I took my bike inside, it was all wet. And I was excited, but I was a single live creature on that whole acres. So but there was a point when my bike, it got slipped. I tried to pick up the bike, and I had a little got a little back issue as well. But that was the time when I realized that it's good to be adventurous, it's good to be challenging, but we have to take care of ourselves in terms of knowing about the area and do a little bit of research on it, so we will not stuck. I know how I came out on that day when I was shouting and nobody was there. So these are the things which teaches a lot to us. And then I have my ride to Sikkim, which was one of the brilliant rides I ever had. 15 days on Sikkim, each and every area I covered. I just wanted to say, when you are doing traveling, make sure that you are prepare yourself a little bit. Be challenging, be open to experience yourself, but at the same time, keep your bag, your bag be filled with certain things, so it will give you a very flawless riding experience. Um, I don't know. I might probably be taking a lot of time, because I would definitely like to put out these things, that when you are in mountains, when you are in hill area, solo specifically, please make sure that you are not stopping on the places when you are not seeing anybody around. Equip yourself, but be conscious on the road. That's from my side. I hope I will say more in the further questions. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Samira. We'll surely try and get your opinion in further sessions. There should be a lot of interest from riders across. I think we are almost towards the end of the session. We'll do a quick round of questions. Keep it to like short answers with all three riders. It's like sort of a rapid fire sort of a question. Which is your favorite bike? What's your favorite destination that you've not ever or you've already gone there, you want to visit again? These two questions, we'll do it with all the three more riders left now with us. We'll start with Bhumika, maybe. Do you want to take a shot at it? And then we'll do Hanley and come back to Samir. Yeah, Bhumika, you're on.
Yeah. Can you just repeat, Sriram?
What's your favorite bike that you'd like to own? A dream
Multi-starter.
bike?
Multi-starter, definitely.
That was an easy question. What's your favorite destination that you'd love to be?
Well, I want to experience different terrains in my life, that where I could take it, has a beautiful memory with me. Might be Mongolian. There are a couple of lists in my bucket where I would like to complete it in my future.
Hope that comes true. Hanley, do you have you already own a dream bike for a lot of others, which is a dream bike for a lot of others. What's your dream bike, and what's your favorite destination that you would love to be there? Go to on
I will definitely stick to my Softail Deluxe. She is a dream bike, and it's my spirit. I love her, and yes, I don't think I would like to upgrade. There's a lot of ladies that start on a Sportster Softail and then to Ultra Limited, but I think I have found my ultra bike, and that is my Softail Deluxe. We would like to do the garden route here in South Africa. We had plans to do that this year, but unfortunately, with COVID-19, it has stalled the world. We have put it on ice. It's a beautiful scenic ride. Like Samira said, it's hills and beaches, and it's very, very nice. It's a dream for me and my husband. And then maybe one day, one day, we would like to do the American routes. That's Harley Davidson world, but South Africa, ultimately, we can even go up to Namibia, and there's so many routes we can do. So yes, I'm looking forward to many happy miles in South Africa.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy. And probably sometime India. We've already extended our invite to Van and Livonia. You should do India sometime too.
Yes, I'm looking forward to traveling with them next week. They are coming out of quarantine, and Ivona's bike is ready, mine is ready. So the guys must just keep up with us. We are going to ride. Looking forward to that.
Perfect. Samira, do you have a dream bike and a dream destination?
I as per my the set skills I have, I always look for trying every sort of bike. Currently I have this Kawasaki R6N, which is a 656cc bike, and then I have a Duke 390. For current dream, I would say that I would definitely go with adventure tourers, some really good, maybe the KTM 790 Adventure R, because 1290 is too big to dream right now. But I would say that adventure tourers are good for when it comes to touring sector, and when it's gonna be a speed, because I love speed. So I would definitely go and there's no set thing for me. What I have, I'm really happy. Some maybe 1000cc bike would definitely I would love to go with. I'll not name it now. And the destination, on this, I would just like to add one thing from my side, that guys, we have a lot of which country we belongs to. We have so much to explore in terms of trail culture, weather, your next level of challenges, everything. So so far I think what all I've covered is just the 10% of the whole place we have. So I would like to go and explore. We're going to explore more and more into our culture, and more miles inside India, and definitely someday maybe outside. I love to stay in the present more and see the present aspect more clearly. So yeah, I think the place, I think I've covered all the places of mountain range, and so the northeast is one of my favorite place, and Chhattisgarh and MP. Sorry, I have many, not one.
No problem. So hope all those check boxes get ticked. Thanks a lot, everybody. We are at the end of today's session.
I
But
would like to just add one thing here.
Sure.
I didn't get much chance, guys, to talk about the Endless Trail. So me and Meenakshi, we started this in 2018. Endless Trail has a vision of helping everyone. It's not, again, a gender-based. But unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, but 99% women we have taught so far about like how to teach motorcycle, and we also into helping others to get in. If you're interested into touring segment, if you're interested into track segment, or you're interested into motorsports, we give you a set of course which will help you to good with the initial stage. So we have our Instagram page, and we also have our Facebook page, so you can contact with us. It's just about the sharing the knowledge, what all I have gained and what Meenakshi, as together we have gained. We would definitely love to share with you all. And as me as a rider, I would just want to say that be adventurous in life, but stay safe. Thank you.
Thanks, Samira. We are at the end of end of this series actually. So I'd like, I don't know if we have Oswald in here. As we said, we have been talking about Save Earth Right, and Save Earth Right has been one of our partners for Talktails. I'd like Oswald to take a couple of minutes to talk about what's being done. And since we have audience from across the world today, it'll be great to take away one bit of what we intend to do with Save Earth Right, and get all your participation in. Oswald, do you want to talk 2 minutes about what's being planned?
Yes, thank you, Sriram. Thank you. I'm here. Um, am I audible?
Yes, you are, Oswald. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So the Save Earth Right initiative has been like carried out from 2009, like last year, and like 100 cities participated.
Sorry, I think we lost your voice. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
So Ashish, do you want to?
Sorry, Ashish, would you like to continue?
No, you continue. Now you are audible.
Okay. So last year we started this initiative with 100 cities joining here, and this event was recognized by this India Book of Records also as a record, because like a lot of cities participating, planting trees on the same day is not a small thing. So it was a great achievement we did last year. And this year, despite this Corona, COVID situations and a lot of regulations from the government of mass gathering and all those things, we have decided to call in all the bikers across India and their families to plant trees inside the houses, like banana trees can be planted, or rose, the flower sapling can be planted in the houses, or they can just go out, plant something out, and they can do something there. So we thought like doing it for India, then we wanted this to go worldwide again. Then we extended our hand, Malaysia, Singapore, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, they all came and helped. And South Africa, yeah, of course, Mr. Van, Mrs. Van, Andy is there, so they will be also planting on the same day. So this initiative is to make sure like we are losing our mother earth slowly. We are losing the nature here. We are starting to live our artificial earth here, built up with all these rocks and cements and all those things. So we wanted to make this more greener. This initiative is done by the Biking Committee of India, and we at least we have ensured like to maintain these plants by planting this trees. Everything which is being planted will be taken care for the next 3 years by every biker. So we ensure like this is going to be one good thing that comes us from the Indian team. So thank you, everyone.
Great. Thanks a lot, Oswald. We'd love all of you to support the Save Earth Right initiative. They've been great partners. A lot of us, are part of the initiative as well. On your chat, you have all our social channels for Talktails. While this is the last of the webinars, we will continue to have different sort of sessions, right? We would have chats with some interesting individuals. We would have content, stories coming out. And if any of you have interesting stories, feel free to reach out to the social media team, and they would figure out a way to bring that out, to the community. So we'd like all of you to participate in whatever we're doing, like, share, follow, whatever the media channel offers. You have all these links there, on our chat window. I'd like to invite Colonel Jacob to officially give thanks to our speakers. We've had them from across the world. And also thank speakers from the previous sessions, as it is the end of the series. Colonel Jacob, over to you. And if in case Ashish, you want to add something, please.
Thank you, Sriram. We'll get to Ashish in the end. Before that, let me just remember what all we have done. So this is the last and the sixth of the series of talks we have been having on international motorcycling. It started with World Motorcycle Day, and thereafter we've been continuing every week. It's been an exciting session every week, including today. We've learned a lot. We have been able to understand each other's minds. In fact, the lockdown and the COVID has not doused our spirits. We've been able to bring our biking community together, I think, even more closer in this time, because we are not able to go out. So we have been meeting here, and we've been able to expand across our borders. We have been able to connect with a lot of people. Thanks to all the speakers, and especially for speakers of today. Thank you for sparing your time and sharing your experiences here. We've been excited to hear your stories, and we have been inspired by many of your things we've been doing. And thanks to the speakers, thanks to the viewers who've been watching us and supporting us and asking questions and being with us in this venture of Talk Tales. Thanks to Talk Tales for organizing this. Ashish is the force behind this, and thanks Ashish for bringing this Talk Tales and conceptualizing this idea. And Sriram, thank you very much for organizing this talk, being a co-host here. Thanks to many people who have been working behind the scenes for preparing banners and helping us in various other things. Thanks to all of them who are not seen here on the screen. And looking forward to the next, that is the Save Earth activity, which we'll be doing on 2nd August. And that's all. Thank you very much. Ashish, anything else you'd like to add on?
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining today. So this is the last session of the international webinar on the motorcycling series. So we are coming with a different new ideas, and we are implementing that one, and we are trying that one. So as a biker, we are always believing in a trying. So we are always trying that one. And today again, the India is celebrating our Kargil Vijay Divas on the 21st. So evening we have a session around 7 p.m. There the two army officers, Jacob sir is also joining there. So one army officer, he was the Kargil war hero. He lost his leg. He's also joining on today 7 p.m. So I'm requesting those who want to be a part of that, they can part of that. And thanks Jacob sir, Sriram, Oswald, and everyone. Those are behind the scenes, behind the event, and make this event a successful. Thanks to everyone.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Hope you guys have a great Sunday evening, and feel free to tune into our Kargil Divas speech later today at 7 p.m. See you all soon. Bye.